Greetings, listener. Please enjoy the unintelligible ramblings of your favorite dynamic trio, Arva, Farah, and Westy, as they look back on the dumb things they did as kids. Welcome to The Unintelligibles.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of The Unintelligibles. I am your host for this week, Farah, joined by my lovely co-hosts, as always, Arva and Westy.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Scuff episode where both Westy and I are using our laptops, and I forgot to bring my microphone, so I'm using my laptop microphone. Arva is the only one with professional setup today.
Yay.
And for a couple weeks, because I am away from home for 3 weeks.
Oh my god. This is what we do for you guys.
Yeah.
I say we as if I've done anything, but...
Yeah. You see what Arva does for you? He sleeps through episodes. You should be grateful.
Whoa, I didn't... I woke up so much early. I woke up at 9 a.m. today, but then I went back to sleep until 11.
Okay, well then you didn't wake up at 9 a.m. then. You went back to sleep. Okay, well, it's time for the obligatory how are your weeks this week?
So, first off, I want to say I did find the shortcuts menu in Audacity. I didn't give up. It's in a really weird place, though. You have to hit Control P.
Control
What?
P. That's weird.
At least that's what it's telling me here. Yeah, and then it's down at the bottom for shortcuts.
Yeah, well, I just hit Control P and it doesn't do anything.
Really? It opened up mine. Otherwise, you have to go to Edit and Preferences at the bottom.
Edit? Oh,
Oh.
well, I can't. Oh, I can't open it while I'm recording. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
That's fine. I found. Thank you. Thank you for continuing your efforts.
You know me. I can't stop once I start. Anyway. A very... I don't know. It's like... Not... It's a mixed week, I'll say. Like, it's not too bad, but it wasn't too good. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just an average week.
Because, like...
Just an okay.
Kinda. So, we've been having, like, mandatory overtime for... What month is it? Since March? Like, the beginning of March into February. And, you know, for filing season and all that, it makes sense. That's what people normally do. It's like, oh yeah, into February, a little overtime starts. Usually just like 10 hours a week. That kind of ramps up a little bit and then goes back down again. It was supposed to stop at like the end of April.
It is now June, so
Like,
how's that going?
End of April, beginning of May is kind of like where it stops. But it was really keep going, and everyone was so fucking tired. I was so fucking tired. And, you know, when you keep pushing people over and over week after week, shit don't get done. Like, you can only push someone so far.
Yeah.
But they finally, in the most weird, confusing email, because our ops manager is only in that position because she gave her ass to the guy above her. And we know that's what happened because he legit said, yeah, she was pretty good, and then just quit. But hopefully she's going to be out soon because the new boss coming in is like, if you don't do your work, which she does not do her work, get the fuck out. But she sent the most confusing email. It says, like, employees must work this many hours, but you can work this many hours, but it was the same hours. And you can, like, do this if they want. And we're like, is this a must or a can? Because the wording counts. But how we were doing it is we were staying, like, 2 hours late every day to do it. And then she's like, well, you can't do that anymore. You have to come in on the weekends. And I'm like, I'm not giving up a weekend, bruh. And everyone's just kind of interpreted it as, no, it's not mandatory. Just stay home if you want to stay home. So I'm like, I'll stay home. That's fine. So I think it's finally maybe over. If not, everyone's going to get in trouble, but meh. I'm getting my new
So I have a
computer.
follow-up question.
Yeah.
To that, right? Because this new boss is like, if you don't do your work, get out.
Uh-huh.
Is the temper tantrum baby going to be fired finally?
No, he is too low for him to care. Like when I say the new boss, I
Huh.
So
mean
sad.
the guy coming in is my boss's boss's boss. And
Oh, okay.
actually, no, my boss's 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 boss.
Right.
Because there's my boss, and then there's the DM, and there's the shitty ops manager, and the new guy coming in is her boss. And the person he's replacing was like that ops manager's best friend. They hang out on the weekends level of bullshit. So that's why she never got in trouble for doing anything. New guy comes in, he's like very much a yo, just do your job. And she don't like doing her job. She likes trying to do other people's jobs. So I'm really hoping he gets rid of her. I'm really hoping he sends her somewhere else. But no, Crybaby's still there. He whined and cried and like managed to leave early a few days of the week. So fucking hate that guy. So annoying. But I'm getting a new computer.
Yay!
Should be here. It says Tuesday, but when I last looked at the shipping thing, it's like in a facility 20 minutes away. So I'm like,
Oh.
Tuesday? You sure?
I can't wait for it to come in the mail and it's just obliterated.
No, it's coming FedEx. It's not any better, but at least it's insured.
That's true.
Mail don't insure shit, really. But yeah, new computer. So I'll have some days to get that set up and running and get my hard drives in there, which I sit next to me still. I'm trying to think. I know there's other stuff here. I mean, oh, this is kind of going into the work thing. It really sucked, but we normally leave for work around like 5 in the afternoon just to kind of get there on time. It's either 5 to 5:20. Always a factor in traffic. We've been having to leave at like 2 o'clock because badges have been expiring. We have to go in and get new badges and then like go in early because there's like weird meetings. So I've been leaving at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30 in the afternoon, and just having to sit in a car in the parking lot while that gets all sorted out. Because once we're there, it takes
Ew.
like a couple of hours, and it didn't really make sense to drive all the way out and then turn around, drive all the way back, just turn around, drive all the way out again.
Yeah.
Shit fucking
Ew.
sucked. So you see what I mean when it's like a very it's very mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, some good, some bad going on.
Beyond that, that's really it. I did get some weird little chocolates. Did you guys see the little chocolate bars? I don't remember where I
No.
posted them. Hang on. Let me find the picture of all of them. Because when they were doing that, I just kind of started wandering around the little city area and I found a little candy shop. I was like, all right, I'll see what they got. They had these. Loading. I've never heard of any of these. Apparently, the Hammonds ones people know of. I've never heard of them. And the other ones are like
The
shop-made candy bars.
Okay, I was
Oh,
gonna say the other
interesting.
ones look like they would have drugs in them.
Which ones?
The ones that are like shop made.
The Candy Wizard Huckleberry Razzle Candy
That
bar.
one especially. I feel like that
That
one has
has
like crack
drugs
in
in
it.
it for sure.
So I actually tried those 4 last night. I didn't try the Hammonds because I don't want diabetes. But
Fair.
oh, cool! It's actually almost in the order I did them in too. The rum bar, it just tasted like dark chocolate. There was no other flavor to it at all. I was so disappointed. You know what? If you're watching this on YouTube, AFK will, I'm sure, will put this picture of the candy bars up so you can see what they're talking about. There's a rum bar, there's a key lime bar, there's a blueberry bar, there's a huckleberry razzle bar. And the Hammonds, it's PB&J sandwich, cookies and cream, and lemon meringue. The rum bar tastes like dark chocolate, nothing else. Really disappointed.
Hmm.
The key lime bar tasted like the ghost of a lime floated by the packaging at one point during manufacturing. Like where I think I'm just convincing myself I tasted like a lime fart in it, but there wasn't anything. The blueberry was
So
really fucking
disappointing.
good.
Okay.
It was very, it's a white chocolate bar, so they're a little sweeter, but it wasn't like as sweet as normal white chocolate. But it had a very, very distinct blueberry flavor. It had like the little kind of blue specks in it when you take a bite of it. It was really good. I like that one. And the Huckleberry Razzle, it tasted like somebody mixed dark and milk chocolate together, and that was it.
Oh,
So
that one's like the most exciting one.
out of those four, the blueberry was delicious because it was like a not as sweet white chocolate, but very strong blueberry. I was so
I
sad.
feel like chocolate that has packaging like that is always disappointing. Like the best chocolate I've had
Yeah.
that's made by small companies has like a really simplistic packaging.
See, I'm kind of hopeful for the Hammonds. I wanted to try the local because this is like a local business that does things in house, and I was like, all right, I want to try the local business. I like doing the local business stuff. I'm much more prone to that than I am big corporations if I can help it. Because I feel there's just more
Yeah.
heart to it, you know?
Yes, I have a chocolate fun fact for you. I don't know if you guys know this, but basically, the way you can tell if a chocolate maker roasts their own cacao beans, if you look on the ingredients list and it says cocoa mass, they do not roast them in-house. So any big manufacturer like Nestle or Hershey's or anything, they'll always have cocoa mass on their packaging because it gets roasted in the country of origin and then sent over as like a big bundle of roasted cacao beans. But the best chocolate is roasted in house, like hand picked and roasted in house, and so it won't say cacao mass on the ingredients list.
Well, damn.
Okay. Good to know. I'll probably forget this, but it's good to know.
I've remembered it because I have gone to like chocolate shops and stuff that are like locally made, and they'll still have cacao mass on their ingredients list. So I know that they aren't roasting their own beans. But then I've also gone to places where they do roast their own beans. And those are the ones where you get like the really like it's kind of like wine where it has like the notes, like different notes of things based on where the bean is grown and how long it's roasted for and what kind of soil they use. Like there's all kinds of shit.
Ah.
And it's not particularly cheap, but it's not as expensive as I thought it would be.
I wonder if I have any. I wonder, like, if I've had any chocolate that was roasted in house now. I don't think so. Probably not.
I might have. I'm gonna have to go check those packaging later, but you know when you can kind of taste like this was cheap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's not the
Like dollar
worst.
store chocolate that's like chocolate flavored instead of actual chocolate.
It's not quite that bad, but it's not like good chocolate. It it just tasted so generic. Like it tastes like I could have gone to any name brand candy and gotten the most generic chocolate bar. I could have gotten a Hershey's bar and had the same milk chocolate taste as those.
Yeah. They might use the same cacao beans if they use cacao mass.
I'm gonna look those up when I go back upstairs.
Okay,
What?
Arva, your turn.
So my week was very similar. I got paid again. Another payment went through, which means I'm back to getting paid
Happy
by
Pride
Twitch.
Month!
Woo! It's Pride Month. It was also, I don't think we recorded since I had my birthday, but it was my birthday last weekend.
Happy late birthday.
Woohoo! Thank you. That was great. But the funny thing is, I did a 12-hour stream for my birthday, actually 13. No problems, no internet problems, no tech problems, nothing. The stream before, internet issues. The stream after, internet issues. The stream after that,
Dude, your service
internet
provider
issues.
knew.
Stream after that,
They knew it was your
internet
birthday.
issues. I'm glad that they didn't do anything on my birthday stream because I got to like spend a whole night with everyone without any interruptions. But God fucking damn it, every other stream that I did except for last night's stream, or no, not last night's. What was it? Thursday stream. Had internet issues, and it's so fucking frustrating. So I have been having to deal with that, and it sucks. It's like no one's fault, obviously, because it just fucking happens. Well, it's my internet service provider's fault. Fuck those assholes.
Yeah.
Canadian internet's so shit.
I know, it's so bad. It's not as bad as Australia, but
No.
we are lacking.
But we are lacking, yeah. I don't know. It just
I don't
sucks.
even have fiber optic in my town.
I know a lot of places don't. I remember talking to other Canadians. They're like, "Do you have fiber optic?" I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, that's not even an option for me." I'm like, "Oh, that's so great. I love our internet here."
Yeah, man.
So that's what I've been dealing with. I mean, like overall, it's been good. The birthday stream is good. I've been treating myself to like a few birthday gifts here and there because I don't get myself like anything. I just feel guilty spending money on myself usually. So I've been trying to like get myself some gifts. Oh yeah, and I've been looking at clothing, and so I did a stream where I did like 7 hours of window shopping, and I found all the stuff I wanted, and then I went to go check out after stream, obviously, sort of dox myself. And it's like, oh, you're on the UK version of this website. Please like swap over to the Canadian website to complete your transaction. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Go to the Canadian website. Half
Nothing's
of my clothes
available.
don't exist. Not even on the
Yeah.
Canadian website. And I'm like,
They don't
okay,
ship to Canada, yeah.
woo! So cool. So then the next day when I wake up again, I'm like, I'm dealing with this tomorrow. I can't. Look, find clothes that are similar. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna sleep on it again. I always do this just to be safe. I have like 3 options for pants because I couldn't find the exact same pants I wanted. So I have like 3 different close ones. Wake up the next day, all sold out overnight. Every single one of them. Just magically sold out in my size overnight. And I'm like, this is so great. So now out of like the 7 things I had in my cart, I think like 2 of them are on the Canadian website and are available. And at this point, I'm like, I don't want to buy anything. I don't want to buy anything anymore. This fucking sucks. So that was another thing. I was so excited. I was like, guys, I did it. I usually can't shop because I want everything, but I found clothes I want. I'm going to go buy these after stream, blah, blah, blah. No. Nope.
One thing that you can do, which is a pain in the ass, but you can actually ship it to somebody in the US because the US website probably has them, and then have them ship it to you.
Yeah, I also have I think I still have a P.O. box. So I could always do that, but then that means I have to go to America.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. We'll
just
see,
have
though.
somebody ship it to you.
I'll ship it to you.
Yeah.
That's how I got the Minecraft creeper fridge. They didn't ship to Canada, so I sent it to Aria, and then he shipped it over. And then there was also a Kiwi pusheen that I wanted from Claire's, but it was US only, so he has it, and he's gonna give it to me when we see each other in October.
I might do that. I might also just wait a little bit to see if they restock the pants, because if they sell out in a day, I wonder if they restock fast.
But they know that you want it now, so they're never gonna
So
restock.
bad. Like
They're just
every
being
single
petty.
pant. My God. But that was my week. It wasn't bad. Wasn't great. Had a lot of ups. Had a lot of downs.
Yeah.
Pretty typical.
I think that's the trend. I
think
think
that
mine's
is-
similar. No, finish your thought.
Who?
You.
Me? Oh, I don't know if I had anything else. I think that was it.
Oh, okay. I don't have a lot going on. I'm away for 3 weeks for training for my job. For a position that I might not even end up in. But hey, never turn down for training. So
Yeah.
I'm very far away from home. In a hotel for 3 weeks. I was here in the same place I think it was January. I can never remember if it's January or February, but I think it was January for 2 weeks. So this is 1 more week than that. And it's okay. I mean, I have a kitchenette at least. which is
Okay.
nice because I do try to cook sometimes so that I'm not eating out all the time. And the bed is pretty comfortable, which is always my fear in hotels. It's but sitting in class for 8 hours every day is meh. But
Ew.
it's interesting. I am learning stuff, and my class is really good, and our instructors are really good. So it's all right.
How long are the classes?
So it's from 8 to 4 every day. Well, Monday to Friday.
Oh, I hate
We
that.
get usually a half an
Ew.
hour for lunch.
Hate
Yeah,
that.
well, they have to teach you a lot of information in such a short period of time, and it's like you are going the whole time. Like they are constantly giving you assignments and stuff like that. So it's a lot. I feel like I'm not gonna remember most of it by the time I get back.
Yeah, I couldn't. That's like a lot to absorb in like an 8 hours. My brain would be like,
Yeah, I'm definitely pretty tired by the end of the day, but I've been trying to go on the treadmill here because they have a little gym, and I've been trying to stream. I had my 3 year streaming anniversary this week on Tuesday, so that was fun. I did Minecraft crowd control, which was awful because I wanted to play until I beat the Ender Dragon, and I just kept getting flung around and being killed all the time, and I was like, I'm just gonna fucking kill myself. I can't do this anymore.
that sounds
Welcome
about
to crowd
right, yeah.
control.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of crazy because it doesn't feel like I've been on Twitch for 3 years. Like, it's always I think everybody says the same thing where it feels like it's been a long time, but it also feels like you only just started, really.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
like,
I had
wow,
the
holy
same
fuck, I
thing.
can't believe it's been 3 years. But then you'll have people that you've known for only 2 of those years, and you feel like you've known them for way longer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
say it like every time I see a resub, especially the bigger ones. They'll be like, I have some that are like in the 30 months now, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, Lucia was my
Really?
38. It was a 38-month resub, and I was like, holy moly.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's so long. But also, it doesn't feel like it's that long.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my week. This doesn't segue into today's topic, by the way.
Oh, okay.
We're just gonna do it's just a talky episode. I don't have the time or effort or energy to prepare anything entertaining. So I wanna hear dumb shit you did as a child. That is today's topic.
Oh shit!
And basically, the winner is gonna be whoever has the dumbest story, like the stupidest decision that they've ever made.
I'm sorry, Arva.
Or funny, or funniest.
Fuck! I know. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna lose already because of the laugh.
I'll start with something it didn't have a huge impact, but it's still really stupid. I used to have a skateboard when I was a kid. I didn't know how to skateboard at all, but there was a hill by my house, and I would sit on the skateboard and like ride it down the hill. And there was this girl that lived behind me, and she was like, "Oh, that looks like fun. Like, can I also do it?" And I was like, "Yeah." So we took turns going down the hill on the skateboard. And I don't I had to have been like 7 or 8 at the time, and I cannot possibly explain to you why or what I was thinking. I can't. I fully cannot. I was like, I wonder what happens if you sit on the skateboard and roll over my fingers, and I don't know why. So I put my hand like right in front of the wheel, and she rolled over my fucking knuckles. And obviously it hurt a lot, and they started to bleed really bad, and I was like screaming because it was so painful. Somehow they did not actually end up broken. But yeah, they were really bloody, and I was like crying so bad. She also was completely like, wow, I can't believe that happened. I don't know why. We were just both really
Kids are
stupid.
stupid, man.
They're so stupid. And So we went back to my house and was like washing it because of course it was dirty because it was skateboard wheels. And so we were like washing my fingers and like wrapping them in band-aids, and my mom came home and I was like, "Mom, we ran over my fingers with the skateboard." And my mom was like, "Who is this?" And I was like, "Oh, this is a girl from the park. She ran over my finger with skateboard. She's helping me clean my hands." And then my mom was like, "Okay, you can leave now." And then my mom got mad at me for bringing a stranger into our house. And I was like, "Mom, my hands are bleeding." And
Mom,
she
we have bigger
just,
problems to deal with.
she's like 7 and also was helping me wash my hands. Can you like not yell at me for having like a strange kid in the house, please?
Please, Mom.
On a similar vein to that, I don't know. I say also fingers. I wanted to know what would happen if you closed your hand in the car door.
Oh,
Same thing, same result. They didn't bleed. They didn't break either. I have really strong fingers, I guess. Ladies, I'm single. Um, so I slammed the car door on my fingers, and yeah, obviously it hurt a lot, and I cried. And we were at a baseball game for my brother's baseball game, and it had just ended, and I was like crying, and my hands were all swollen and bruised. And my mom was like, "Okay, like we're supposed to go to Boston Pizza, because we always do after a baseball game." And I was like, "I absolutely, it hurts so bad. Wait, I think it might be broken." And I couldn't move them at the time, obviously, because they hurt a lot. And she was like, "Okay, you have a choice to make here. We can go like to the hospital into the emergency room, or we can go to Boston Pizza." And I think she expected me to pick Boston Pizza because I am very food motivated. But I was so much in pain that I was like, "I need to go to the hospital." And she was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go to Boston Pizza." We're gonna just go to Boston Pizza.
She's like, so
You know
there
what?
actually
A
wasn't
lesson learned.
choice.
Yeah. And yeah, so
but you didn't do it
that
again,
was
though.
no, I closed my fingers in other things. I've closed them in closet doors, windows. I'm not I'm what
Sarah,
I
I think
can't
you
say
might
that
be
I
the
am very
problem.
I think I might be the problem, yeah. Um the window one was an accident though. That one was not on purpose.
Okay. That's one of the
Um
4.
I'm doubting at the moment.
Yeah. I promise it was an accident. But yeah, I bring it up every once in a while. I'm like my mom, I'm like, "Mom, do you remember that time I closed my finger in the car door and I thought they were broken and I couldn't move them and I was in a bunch of pain, and instead of taking me to the hospital, you took me to Boston Pizza?" And she was like, "Yeah." So she remembers it too. And I'm like, "Okay, just checking."
Okay, yeah, just making sure you never forget this.
Yeah. That time. I mean, they didn't end up being broken, which I don't know how. I'm saying, I got really strong finger bones, I guess.
I mean, it also depends on the angle in which you closed it, so
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I think I blacked out.
that's always
But
fun.
yeah, those are some of the dumber things I've done as a child.
Adds up.
All
I'm
right.
like, I mean, I'm not crippled, so I guess I didn't do too much damage.
That's a good point. And now you know not to do that.
I do. I can't say
Hopefully.
I've done either of those things anytime recently.
Yeah, there we go. See?
Lesson learned.
It worked.
Yeah.
Oh boy, so who goes first?
I don't know. Arva, do you have anything or are you still thinking?
I have some stuff, but I'm thinking of some more stuff to add.
All right, let's let Westy get it out of his system because I
Yeah,
think
I
he's
kind of
like
want to see what I'm
at
up
the edge of
against.
his seat right now.
Okay. I was a very stupid child. But not only that, I was the youngest in the household with other stupid children, and I had very stupid friends. So, let me try and organize this a little bit. And let me give some pretense here. I'm sure if anyone knows me, y'all know I'm very like weed positive. I think weed is a good thing. I think it's just fine if you're an adult. My brother was about 16 when he discovered it and did not think about it, but I hung out in his room a lot. So I spent a good amount of my childhood stoned out of my fucking mind. I do not encourage this as a child, but goddamn, that led to some really stupid shit. So I'll go with the first one being my accompanying my brother, my cousin, and like their friend as they were just kind of wandering around the city. And on the way back, they like stop and look at the elementary school and they kind of like, yeah. And they walk over with a pair of fucking wire cutters, just a hand wire cutters, open up their like main fuse box, find the main power cord connected to the city, and just start cutting through it. And I'm just looking straight at it like, hey, that's pretty cool. This thing exploded. The whole thing
Oh my
exploded. I was blinded. Like when I say blind, I like blind. It was pure white vision. I could not see shit. Alarms were going off. And so the best idea that we had in this moment was I think it was my cousin said, "Oh shit, run." And we were sprinting down the middle of the street totally blind. And this was like towards a highway across intersections until we found a house and just kind of used our memory to navigate to the closest person's house that we hoped was ours with an unlocked door and walk into this house. And we could not see. We didn't know whose house we were in. We just kind of guessed. That's, I would say, the youngest thing I can remember that was really stupid. Oh, well. I guess if you minus the I want to see what will happen, I shot a light bulb with a BB gun that was right above me. That didn't work out. I mean, it kind of did what I thought it would do, but it didn't work out.
Right. After the
Uh,
fact, you're like, oh.
well, because you know when you're like, does this work? Pop. It's like, oh, it does. Ow.
Yeah, like, oh, great. What do we do now?
It was one of those like dome lights that had the glass over it and that went like through the dome light and then into the light bulb. Kind of sparked, almost started a house fire on that one.
Oh my god.
So we did the totally blind thing, running down the road towards a highway until we found a house that just had an unlocked front door and hoped it was one of ours. It was. It was that mutual friend's house, luckily, because he lived close by. But we were just sprinting down the middle of the street towards the highway, could not see shit. No one could see anything because we were all just sitting there for a minute like, does the vision come back? And everyone's like, I don't know, man. Do we need to call an ambulance? It's like, no, they'll know it was us. Let's just wait. And it did come back. It might explain why I have vision problems today. But that was one. Another one was I had I'm trying to, okay. You know those like little electric scooters they had back in the day? Not like the ones you stand up on, but the ones you sat down on? Not like a moped design, but it kind of looked like a little tiny motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
I never knew what they were called. Anyway, it was one of those, and this thing got some like it had, I think, 2 or 3 gears on it because it was like a weird manual thing. And it would get up to about 25 miles an hour. So it was
Shit.
actually like a good little thing. It might have actually been gas power now that I think about it. I really wish I could remember what those were called back then. Anyway, one of my friends had that, and he was like, "Oh man, you want to ride?" And I was like, "Yeah." So he kind of showed me how, and I was just riding it around in a circle around this cul-de-sac thing. There was like it's like a cul-de-sac, but imagine there being like 4 houses in the middle. So it just kind of made a big ring around before it exited out. And so I just kind of did a lap, and then he would do a lap, and then we would be like, "Oh, let's see how fast we can go." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's see how fast we can go." So I put it as fast as it would go, and I'm going probably 20 miles an hour. And in my head, I'm like, "Oh, I need to turn." I just rotated the front handlebars totally sideways. and that thing rolled and flipped and sent me into the curb, and it skinned from the it probably skinned from the top of my ankle to the bottom of my knee raw, because I just slid on that leg. It fucking hurt. And I hit the curb. I remember hitting the curb. And I was like, oh God, am I dead? And he's just like, holy shit, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Kind of holding back tears because I was in so much pain. Like, I'm good. And he went and got his bike, and it had one scratch on it. It wasn't as fucked up as we thought it was going to be. He's like, it still works. It's fine. And I'm just like, yeah, it's good. I'm going to go home now. And I just kind of limped home, all bloodied and battered, and no one fucking said a word. Just went to the bathroom, got in the shower, washed off. I think I put 12 band-aids on my leg and went and laid down.
That sounds about right.
Children are durable, man. I don't remember how old I
Children
was.
are durable. Oh my God.
I don't remember how old I was, but man, that fucking hurt. Let's see. I'm trying to weed out the random stupid with the truly stupid.
Yeah.
There was the
That's what I'm doing
time.
right now.
There was the time. Okay, this would have been more teenage years. I was in my friend's car. He also had a manual, which is funny. Not the same friend, but we were in his car, and I don't know what came over us, but this motherfucker was weird. He loved candy corn, so he always had a bag of candy corn somewhere, and he had one in his car, in his cup holder. And we were taking handfuls of candy corn and just throwing it at road signs and stop signs and sometimes people as we were driving by. And there was a turn coming up, and so I take a little handful and I'm just shotgun, and I throw it and it hits the sign. I guess it's more of a him than me, but I was like, I got it. And he leaned out the window as he's driving to throw it at the same sign on my side, and we almost just went off the road. And I really didn't say anything as I saw what he was doing. I'm going to include this one because I was watching him do it. And he threw it and he missed the sign. I was like, you missed. And he got back in. It was like, oh shit. Had to slam on the brakes before we went into a ditch head first.
Oh
Because
my
I didn't say
God.
shit. I saw it coming. I thought he had it under control. Didn't say shit. That was also the same. I think that was the same week. I was in that same friend's car. And we had gone over to one of our other friends, and we were like, he didn't drink. He was a good kid. But me and my other friend did, and we were sitting there drinking out of a fucking flask that one of my sisters gave me. And we were just kind of hanging out, and I was a little drunk. And he got pulled over, and I literally just dropped the flask on the floor of his car, and I put my foot on top of it to cover it up as these cops were questioning us, and there was one at my window just staring at me, unblinking. He knew. He fucking knew it.
Oh,
But he kept
yeah.
asking, where do you live? Oh, I live here. Uh-huh, what's your eye color? Oh, it's blue. Uh-huh, what's this? Oh, is this? He kept trying to get me. I could tell. Because I'd been drinking. But you sober up quick when you get, a cop next to you and you're,
Yeah.
16 years old. You're just like, Hell, there's certain times now, I'll see a cop, like, oh God. I was like, wait a minute. I'm an adult. I'm sober. I'm good.
I know. I always get nervous, even if I'm not doing anything. I'm like,
I know, right? It's just
I'm like, no, wait.
Every
like
time there's a
instinctual.
cop behind me, I'm like, they're gonna pull me over. I'm not
And
even
I'm
doing
like,
anything. They're
I'm
gonna pull
so
me
naughty.
over.
I'm
Right.
so naughty. And then I'm like, no, wait. I'm fine.
It's like, okay, I'm going the speed limit. I'm in my lane. I haven't done anything. Cop pulls in behind me. I am the most wanted criminal in the United States. Every time.
Yeah.
I mean, I am usually speeding, but not as badly as other people.
Honestly,
Right. There's still people going faster than me.
honestly, I don't like speed or do anything. My mother's been in 9 car wrecks, and so I kind of learned from her example. So I'm just like, you know what? It's not worth it. Nothing's worth speeding. In my mind now. About
That's
after
fair.
the 7th one, you really start questioning whose fault it is.
No shit.
Let's see. There was also the time where one of my power outlets went out, and I was like, I can replace that. And guess what I didn't do?
Oh.
Turn off the breaker before
Turn
I
off the
started
power. Yeah.
No.
before I started unscrewing it. Like I unscrewed it and I got it like almost out, and then the screwdriver, because it was like an all metal screwdriver because it was old as fuck. Like I was kind of had my finger on the metal because I was trying to get it positioned, touched the wire, and fucking shocked the shit out of me. And I was like, okay, where's the breaker? I went and I found what I thought was the breaker. I flipped it. I went back and I was like, okay, touched it again, shocked me again. I was like, that wasn't the breaker. Hang on. So I went and like turned everything off and then replaced it. Still didn't work afterwards. So I don't know what was wrong
Oh.
with that one. I just ran an extension cord instead. So to another outlet, like, fuck it. It's too expensive to fix.
I would have done the same. I'd be like, okay, my fix didn't work. Okay, we'll just use an extension cord.
I mean, if you've already replaced the outlet and you're getting shocked and your new outlet's not working, like, what other steps do you have?
Yeah.
So, shocked the shit out of myself twice on the same outlet. Just because I didn't think, oh, I don't need to turn the power. I could just do this real quick. I need the overhead light to see. Really didn't think about that one. Um, uh, God, there's so much. The time where my dad was going somewhere, and I was like, "Can I go?" And he's like, "Sure." But I didn't want to ride in the truck cab, so I just put down the tailgate, and I was sitting on the very edge of the tailgate as he's driving down the road going 40, and I'm just kind of holding on. I think that's more on both of us. I don't know how I
Yeah,
survived.
why did your dad let you do that?
I don't know, man. My dad also, well, I got hit by a bathtub when I was a kid, and I had a dent in my head and clearly a concussion. And he told me go to sleep, and then when I woke, like years later, I was like, "Yo, why'd you tell me to like go to sleep with that?" He goes, I was like, "I should have gone to the hospital." He's like, "Well, if you didn't wake up, I would have taken you."
What?
So I was just like, "Oh, okay. You know what?" So I got a nice dent in my
That's.
head, and it might explain some memory issues.
Oh my god.
I do have really bad memory. Like I can't tell you what happened 2 weeks ago. I cannot. It's just a big.
Shit.
It's like a black wall in my memory. There's nothing. But yeah, there's a nice dent kind of to my right temple and up just a little bit, and it goes dip. Fun times.
Shit.
But at least I can say I got hit by a bathtub when I was like 7 years old.
That's so specific.
Yeah. So I don't have good short-term memory. I have pretty good long-term memory though, which I can live with that. I just got to like really embed things in my mind and continuously read them over and over again. It makes if I want to reread a book really convenient though.
Yeah. That's
Or
true.
sometimes rewatching an episode. You know how many times I've rewatched things on YouTube that says I've watched it like 100 times and I have no memory of it just because it's like I watch it and I go on, it doesn't stick. Every fucking time. I probably send the same memes to people every week and they're just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, I don't know,
Have I
man. I
seen
thought it was
this?
funny.
Did I send this to you? It's like the 15th time so you've sent it to someone. They're like, yeah, scroll up like 2 times.
AFK is in that Discord group. AFK, have I ever sent like the same meme over and over again?
Please say yes.
She probably will. Let me think of what else I've done that was really dumb. There's so much. Oh, there's the time my brother was moving out of his like first house, and we had to like fully clean it because it was a rental house, and he wanted to get like his whole deposit back. And so he's just like, "Hey, can you kind of like come help me clean up and do all this?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, I can do that." So we were like carpet cleaning, and he was like, "Any chance to go clean the bathroom for me? I'll give you like $10 to do it." I was like, "Sure." $10 back in the '90s was actual money. I'll do that. And you know what my cleaning solution was made of? I'll give you a guess. It was cleaning and whitening power for the tub. It might have been a little bit of bleach and a spray of ammonia. And not a lot, but enough to make it sizzle and be like, yo, this smells bad. And there was no windows in that bathroom.
Oh no.
And then he was like, what the fuck? And we had to like get out of the house and like open all the windows and all the doors.
I've done that like in the last 2 years. When I cleaned houses, the solution we used was bleach based. And then they would be like, wipe it down with Windex after, otherwise it will streak.
Oh
but
no.
make sure there's make sure there's none of the solution left, otherwise it'll like sizzle and smoke. And there's a few times where there was some smoke and I was like, I don't think I should inhale that.
No, that's a mustard gas right there. That's going to rip your lungs apart.
Right.
So I accidentally did that because I just, at the time I don't think I remembered like that was a thing. I was just cleaning and I was trying to do a really good job because it's like, you're going to get your like $800 deposit back. And $800 in the 90s was like a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And that had to be his deposit for that house. 'Cause it was a nice house. It was like a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. I'm actually looking it up real quick. It was almost $2,000. Damn. Anyway.
One of my dumb stories literally, okay, I was a kid and I stole quote unquote a free orange peeler. You were technically supposed to take one when you get oranges, haha, but I just took it and then I came home and I was like, ooh, I'm so evil and ooh, I stole. And then my mom found out about it and then obviously like I wasn't getting in trouble, but she had fun with it. And she was like, oh, ooh, Arva, like, I'm going to call the cops and you're going to go to jail for this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I just wanted an orange peeler. And this was around the time that Cars, the movie, came out. And then my mom was like, you know what? If you like apologize for what you did and then say you'll never steal again, we'll let you watch Cars, the movie. And I was like sobbing because I thought I was going to go to jail. Once again, free orange peeler. I didn't steal anything, but in my head I did. And so she was like, if you apologize for stealing this, stealing's bad, we'll let you go to the Cars, the movie. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like fucking ugly crying snot out my nose. I'm a criminal. I don't want to go to jail. I just want to watch Cars, the movie. I just stole it because we thought we needed it, and it didn't help. I stole later in life, but
You're a hardened criminal now.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
that was the
was
gateway.
the start. All right.
Yeah.
I can also see we were raised differently because when I got caught stealing, you know what my mother said to me? As long as you don't get caught.
Oh my God. I don't know why my mom acted like that. Like she's not even like that anymore. She probably encouraged it now, but like back then, I don't know. Probably because she didn't want me to. She probably wanted to try raise me right, but didn't work. Didn't work. Only still for big corporations though.
Yeah, like
never ever local businesses.
No, because like I was saying with the candy bars, the only reason I got all of them is because I like doing the local business support. Like I feel that's like you're helping the community. You're good. A corporation only hurts the community because it's a monopoly that drives other businesses out. And I fucking hate that. Like, I like going and seeing, oh, there's like 50 different shops here and they're all selling like different versions of different things. It's really cool. And then you go to Walmart and it's just like copy paste. It's like, cool. Another one of that. Neat.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I did that a lot.
So I did the same.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, I remember that one very vividly. I was like crying in the hallway in like a corner. I was like, I don't want to go to jail. I am not a criminal.
And then older Arva's is like, fuck it, do crimes.
Although Arva goes like a self-checkout and like just like pretends to self-checkout or doesn't even do that. Just,
Dude,
like,
do you guys
goes
still
and
have
gets it.
self-checkout in Canada?
We have so many, like every store we have here has a self-checkout.
Oh
basically.
yeah, lots of self-checkout.
Like- At Walmart and Target?
Yep.
Yeah? Well, we don't have Target anymore, but yeah.
Oh, you don't have Target? So, have you heard about the
They'll
self-checkout?
have like an attendee there, but that's about it.
Mhm.
Have you heard about what's happening with the self-checkout down here?
No.
No.
So, Target, I like Target's method because they actually like limited it so you can only do self-checkout if you have 10 items or less. You can't go in there with like a full shopping cart. And I'm like, you know what? I appreciate that. That's fine. Because those people take forever anyway. Might as well just employ a cashier. Walmart is getting rid of their self-checkouts unless you buy the Walmart subscription for like $100 a year. Unless you have that subscription service, you cannot self-checkout.
What?
What?
Yeah. Hang on, like you can keep going. I'll find it and send it in Discord really quick. I was just curious, like, is that hitting anywhere else, or is that just ours?
That's so interesting. What the
That's so
heck?
scummy. Who's gonna pay for that? Also, people who shop at Walmart are cheap bitches. Like, nobody rich who can afford $100 subscription is shopping at Walmart.
Yeah. You make a good point.
Yeah. Self-checkout.
So I've also done what Farrah's done and rolled over my fingers before I realized.
Yeah.
Partially by accident, partially because silly kid, but there was those little little like rolly carts you had in like elementary school. The like trolleys.
Yes, the ones you could like lay down on. They were like a square. Yeah, I fucking love those.
I've ran my finger over multiple times. Once out of curiosity, because I was like, like, how heavy am I? How does this like how much would I crush my own finger? Answer: a lot, really hard. But all the other times that I did it, I don't know how many times, but a bunch, it was just because that shit was so fucking awful for catching your fingers. Literally, I think that's why they got rid of them and you never were able to do it anymore after a certain point, because so many kids were hurting themselves with those stupid little fucking rolly carts. So that's my rollover finger experience. I don't think I ever tried to crush my fingers in anything else but the rolly carts, because I was like,
You have a higher IQ than me.
Well, I don't know if I would say that. Sorry, I'm also just reading what you sent. That's so weird.
Yeah, I sent the thing, and like at the bottom, it tells you what the Walmart Plus membership is.
$98 annually, bitch. I'm not spending $12.95 a month to have a membership for Walmart.
Just to use the self-checkout.
Just
And they're
use
like,
the
well, there's other
self-checkout.
benefits.
That's
You
it,
could
that's
get
the-
coupons. And it's like, no, I don't, like, could get coupons? No,
yeah,
no, man.
right.
Nah.
I feel like this is not gonna
Jesus.
stay.
I got snuck up on.
It definitely isn't going to stay. At least I don't think it is.
I just don't see a lot of people buying this subscription.
No, I wouldn't. I don't think a lot of other people would either. Another one I had was this one's really fucked. There was always obviously like slugs and snails don't like salt or die from salt, and so me being an idiot was just like, let's test it. I'm not believing what everyone's told me my entire life because I just wanted to see it for myself. So there was like a slug in my backyard, and my fucking evil ass got the salt from inside. And
Bro, you
poured
killed
on the
it?
slug.
Here's
and then
the
it
thing.
shriveled up, and I was like, oh, it
Here's the
actually
thing.
does.
I think
It was real.
I think a lot of kids do that just to like see, because it's like an urban legend kind of thing back in the day. There wasn't like available information
Well,
like
right?
immediately. And so you just kind of test it because you probably heard it from like somebody else, like, oh, that happens. You're like, no, it doesn't. And you try, like, oh my God, it does.
Yeah,
Because I did it
cried
too, and
after
I felt bad. Yeah, I did it too.
Yeah,
I actually give slugs jam now because they like jam. So I'll take like a little
I
spoonful
love
of jelly out there and
slugs.
just give it to them, and they'll sit there and eat it. And it's like, good job, little guy, and walk away.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
I've done that too.
I repented after that. I felt so bad because I didn't think it was real. I don't know. Like you said, I thought it was an urban legend or something. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna test this out, and then it died. I was like, oh, I just killed. I'm a murderer.
Yeah,
But then, yeah.
I don't like hurting animals, so that really. I did it once and
No,
felt
I know.
awful. I was just like, oh my god, I am the worst piece of shit.
Yeah, I saw it like shriveling up, and I was like, "Uh-oh, I think it's working." And then I came back like a few minutes later, and it was just dried up, and I was like, "Oh, it's real."
Especially when I did it, we didn't have like the internet to tell us it worked. We didn't have Google. You just kind of had to know the
Yeah,
website you wanted to go to find information.
I technically did, so I don't have as much of an excuse. But also, I think I was a little too young to understand that kind of stuff. I was like, I'm just gonna do it myself. Speaking of that, also, I don't know. I think it's because I watched like some sort of kung fu movie or something about like strength training or training yourself by just like not hurting yourself per se, but like strengthening yourself by hurting yourself basically. And so fucking metal scooters used to hurt my ankles so bad. Well, used to, they still do. They're fucking brutal. If they hit
Did you
your
get
ankle, it's
immunity?
game over. So no, oh my god, I
Iron
wish, but I
ankles
thought
over
I
here?
did. So I used to like slap myself in the fucking ankles with my scooter over and over again, and it never got any better. So I would always fucking like, fall
Intentionally
over in
hitting
pain.
yourself.
How tough are you? What the
Intentionally
fuck?
hitting yourself in the shade with the scooter. That's so funny.
I was like, I hate how much these scooters hurt because I love scooters back then. I mean, I still, I guess I do. I haven't had a scooter in fucking years, but I loved them as a kid. I was like, this is my shit. I love scooters. I love riding them. But then it would always hit my ankle and I would have to fall over and fucking feel like I'm dying. And so I was like, well, you know, in all these movies, they just like punch a tree until they can't feel it anymore and blah, 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 blah. So I'm just going to hit my ankles until I can't feel it anymore. And I think that lasted like a day. I think I did it for like maybe a few minutes for one day. And I was like, I can't do this. This is fucking awful. Yeah, no immunity to scooters. I wish,
It didn't work. Oh,
it didn't work.
So
Not
sad.
after the
No,
like, day
no.
of training I did.
You're supposed to eat
Damn
the
it.
scooters, Arva.
Right. my
Become
bad.
one with them.
Dominate and eat the scooter.
Yes.
And you will have power over it. Yeah, sadly didn't work. Still hurts if a scooter hits me in the ankle. I also had a few where I guess this isn't really my fault either, but I was like enabling, or I wasn't enabling, but I was like not making it better for anyone else. But there's a few times when like I was in a vehicle illegally, like no seats. I was in a minivan once. My friend's mom's minivan, who literally took all the seats out except for the front two, and then proceeded to bring like 4 kids home, but it's just 4 of us laying in like the back of the minivan, just like laying
Dude, that's
down
the
and
best.
sitting.
What are you
It
talking
was
about?
great. Oh, it was wonderful. Should we have done that? No. Was it wonderful because I've always wanted to sit in like the back of a minivan with nothing while it's driving? Yes. Oh my god,
It's
we'd like play cards
Scooby-Doo.
and shit. It was so good. And then I also had a truck, or my dad had a truck that was a 3-seater, barely a 3-seater. It was like a single cab Ford Ranger. And we managed, I think, to fit 4 or 5 people in that front seat, which once again, not allowed. Couldn't even put the seatbelt on, but it worked. We even drove past a police officer. We're like, oh, hey, nothing wrong here, officer. Sure, there's 3 seats and 5 heads, but nothing wrong. That one wasn't as enjoyable though, because it was fucking like sandwich, like a can of sardines. Also laid down in the bed of a truck a few times while I was driving because there was no room, and I was like, I'll sit in the bed. Also stupid, but also something I've always wanted to do. And once again, those are less my fault in being a dumb kid, more so just like letting someone else fulfill my childhood fantasies of being in a car illegally. um. Oh, I had another one. This one's kind of a little bit sad, but also now I laugh at it because it's done. But I ran away from home once, and I ran away like literally like 30 seconds away from home, like in this little park from my old house, and I just sat on this like bridge over this running water dam. I was like, I hate my family, blah 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 blah. And a few minutes later, I was like, nobody's come look for me. My family hates me. And then so I sat there a bit more. I was like, no way, they're gonna look for me. Like they don't hate me. I ran away from home. Like they're gonna look for me. And then they didn't. And I started crying
playing at the park.
Well, I don't know what they said. I think they said that they thought I ran to someone else's place, or like, I don't know, that I was nearby, so they didn't bother looking. And I was sitting there like thinking everyone fucking hated me because I ran away and no one looked for me. So then after sitting there for like, I sat there for like 15 minutes waiting for like someone to come out of the house to be like, hey, so like you gotta come back inside. Like, let's talk about this. No one came out though. The entire 15 minutes, no one moved from that fucking house. So then I got really fucking angry. And then I ran to my grandmother's house, like, I don't know, 10 minutes away. And then, and she was crying because she was like, we thought we lost you. And I was crying. I was like, no one came for me. I was like, you guys thought you lost me, but no one looked for me. And then I learned the hard way that, like, don't run away from home. I mean, I ran away from home a little bit later, but at that time, I was more sad that no one looked for me. I didn't even care what happened anymore. I was just like, none of you assholes looked for me. They were like, I don't know. We didn't think you were going to run away. Okay, cool.
You know what's funny?
Know.
I did like the exact same thing. like right next door to my house, like 2 houses over, and behind the house there was a park. And I was like 12, and I was like mad at my family about something, and I was like, I'm running away from home. And my mom was like, okay, bye. Go do it.
Yeah.
She knew I was a pussy, and I like wouldn't run. So I took my blankie and I went to the park, and I sat there and I cried for like 20 minutes. And then I was like, I miss my family, and I went back home.
That sounds about right. I think that's also that was the reason they didn't look. Because they're like, we knew you wouldn't run away that far. And I was like, I know, but you still didn't come look for me.
I was like, why didn't you come? And my mom was like, did you go to the park? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, it was like 2 feet away, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, man, you guys hate me. I know I'm supposed to hate you, but you hate me. And other than that, all the other stuff I have is just like more like dumb teenager shit. More so than kid stuff. Methinks.
I mean, Westy did share his teenager experiences too.
Okay,
yeah,
so
it kind of, I consider teenagers kids, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. So I went to my grad t-shirt signing high as a kite. This was stupid, but also not, because I was really good at hiding it. So despite all the teachers that I knew, and like all the teachers that were there for the t-shirt signing and signing my t-shirt, like literally interacting with me and like up close with me, nobody knew that I was high. And it was great. I was there for like, I mean, it was like a 2-hour kind of event thing where they were cooking hot dogs and stuff, and me and my friends were like, let's go smoke some weed before this happens, because it's our like last official day of high school. Let's celebrate. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's do this. Smoke a whole bunch, super high, all of us high as fuck. And we just go get our t-shirt signed. And when I think back to it, half of the shit I said made 0 sense, and I don't know how nobody didn't know I was high. Maybe they did, but like nobody said anything. But I don't know. I mean, as a teacher, I feel like they should.
I will be
no one
right
said
back.
anything.
Adrian just called me and said she needs help with the car.
Okay.
So, real quick, right back.
That's okay. They probably knew, but you're literally graduating. Like, what are they gonna do?
That's what I was thinking. I don't know. Some of them maybe didn't know because they might not know, but some of the cooler teachers that knew me, they probably knew, but they were probably also like, yeah, whatever. It's the last day. It's t-shirt signing. That's why I did it also. I'm like, it's fucking t-shirt signing. Like, whatever. What are you gonna do? Kick me out of school on like the last day? Woo! Wow, scary. Oh, there's this one. There's like a shelving unit that we had in the dance room, and it was there our entire high school like career, and it like slowly every year got like more dents and like holes in it. I don't know how, people being rough, kids being stupid. But like one of our last days, we just decided that like we're gonna destroy it. So we like grabbed a chair, like one of those plastic chairs, you know, the ones, the fucking school chairs. And we grabbed it and we would like run at the fucking shelving unit with it like in front of us and like poke the legs and stab the legs like through the shelving. And we did that for like our entire like lunch and spare block, so like fucking 2 hours of that, or like an hour or two of that. And we would like jump dive it, we were like punching it, we were stabbing at the chair. We fucked this shelf up. I don't know why we did this. I think it was just because we wanted to. It was like the last day once again, and the shelving unit was already kind of shit, but then by the time we were done, it was genuine. It looked like it had bullet holes in it. Like it was like shot up. and then like the next block was like the dance block. And so I don't think it was our block, but like the teacher was obviously going to see it. And then later we come back and she was like, so guys, I noticed something with the shelving unit. Mind explaining what happened there? And we're like, oh my, that's crazy. What happened with this? Oh my god! Last time we saw that there was like 2 holes there. Why is there so much? She was like, "I know it's you guys. Like, I heard you. I heard you."
She's in the next room, like, what the fuck?
I know, because she would like take her breaks like somewhere nearby, even sometimes on like the other side of the room, behind a wall, and so she was probably there and we didn't notice, but. I don't know. She wasn't too bad because once again, like last year grad, and also I don't think it was her shelf, so she didn't care. But she was like, "Why?" I'm like, I don't know. Why not? You know, it was already damaged.
Yeah.
And that was fucking stupid.
That's so funny. You guys are like, whoa, what happened?
We're like, what? No way. We like went to the other room to look at it. We're like, holy, what happened over here? Oh, fucking god. We were dumb as shit. Dumb as shit.
That's so funny.
Other than that, though, I think that's about it. I don't have that many dumb stories. If I do, I forgot them because they were when I was like really young.
Yeah, I mean, I knew in advance and I still couldn't really think of a whole lot. I'm sure this is the same kid that would like break her fingers for fun, so I think I probably did a lot of more stupid stuff and I just don't remember.
Yeah. Okay, no, I'm remembering more. I once got really mad at my family. I don't know why. I think this is the first signs of my bipolar showing up, honestly. But like I got really fucking pissed. And I was in my room and I was like, I need to throw something. Oh, like I need to throw something so bad. So I used to have like sliding mirror closet doors. I found a magnet in my room and I was like, oh, I'm gonna throw this. And I just fucking whipped it at the mirror.
Did it break?
Like a fucking idiot. Oh yeah. Massive shatter. Destroyed my mirror. Had everyone in the house running to my room and they were like, what's going on? And I was like, I didn't think it was gonna do that. And they were like, what did you think it was gonna do? And I was like, I don't know, I just wanted to throw something. I was mad. And they were like, well, you don't throw stuff when you're mad, this is why. And then I got sad, then I started crying. And then after everything passed, I got really sad again because I was like, okay, well, there goes one of my mirrors. Now I have one less mirror, and now it's ugly and shattered. So I learned my lesson from that. Don't throw magnets, specifically not at mirrors. It's gonna break. That one was stupid. That one I think I can blame more on my mental illness, but oh well. It's a combo of both. I could have been like, no, you know what? Maybe I won't throw something. Maybe I'll be a normal kid and just scream into my pillow like I should have done.
Yeah, kick your feet and slam your fists on your bed.
Yeah, right? Have a little tantrum, yell into a pillow. Maybe throw the pillow? I don't know. That's a better option. I was an idiot, though, so I threw the magnet.
Westy, hello?
Hi. Sorry,
Welcome back.
we had to borrow one of her dad's cars because her car's getting worked on, and it's a manual. And if you've ever driven a
Oh.
manual car, you know when you're in gear, you can't like go into reverse. It has like a little latch to stop you, so you don't just go backwards down the highway.
Yeah.
But that one's weird because you can't just like from neutral put it in reverse. You have to like wiggle the stick and then push it into reverse pretty hard. And she's not strong enough to do that. So I had to literally get in, back up, like put it in neutral, let her hop in, and then drive off. It's got a really fucking strong guard on it. It's like an old 70s Jeep.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, her dad likes the old car, so he's letting us borrow that one. She just literally can't put it in reverse.
Valid and real.
I think that pretty much.
I think so.
I think that's pretty much all. You came back at a good time. I actually have a difficult time because you both have some good stupid stories.
No, I got more. Don't worry.
None of us were very smart as children.
No.
I mean, none of us are very smart now, but definitely.
I'm better.
I'm also
That's true.
better.
That's the point.
Don't-
You're
Not
stupid as a
s-
kid, so you could be smarter as an adult.
Right.
Yeah, I not.
Some people
like,
never go
not
past that
smart,
phase.
just smarter. You know.
Yeah.
Smarter.
Yeah. Damn. I think I'm gonna have to go with Westy because I
Yeah.
I just don't understand the thought process behind breaking into like the elementary school.
We didn't
And
break in. The power box is on the outside by the back door. So we didn't break
yeah,
in, but we cut through the main, like the city power line. We cut through that.
why? That's just the dumbest shit. Like there's no
Why
reason.
not?
It's and then
I got a week
like-
off school. Why not? I was in elementary school at the time. Why not?
That could have like genuinely hurt somebody or caused a fire.
Killed somebody.
So
The
you could have
pliers
killed
were
somebody,
melted.
Yeah.
The pliers were
Jesus.
melted. They were like wrapped in rubber. So if the rubber wasn't there, I think it was my cousin cutting it at the time. He would have died.
Yeah, he probably would have
he would have
been. He
been
would have died.
dead. Because the actual metal on the cutter part was melted by like a 1/4 inch.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that one. Pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're the winner of today's episode.
Woo!
Do you have a winner's speech?
Yo, it's okay if you were dumb as a kid, as long as you grew out of it as an adult. That's honestly it. I got
Okay.
nothing else for that because I was dumb. If you were dumb as a kid, you know you were dumb. If you don't know you were dumb as a kid, you probably
You
still
were.
are dumb.
You were.
Yeah.
All children are stupid. There's no
Yes.
exceptions.
This is true.
Arva, do you have a loser speech?
Protect the slugs. Don't put salt on slugs.
Yes, don't.
It's
put
real.
salt on
Don't
slugs.
salt slugs.
It's real. You will hurt slugs, and you will cry about it. If you
Save
don't,
the
you're a
slugs, damn it.
monster. Right. And snails. They fall under the same umbrella.
Yeah. I've only seen a slug once in my life, and I was so excited because I had never seen one, and I have not seen one since.
Really? I just saw like 3 the other night.
Yeah. I think it's not. I mean, that's weird because I live surrounded by like wet areas, but yeah. Anyways, hope you enjoyed that episode of us telling you stupid shit that we did as a kid. Maybe it made you feel better about yourself. Maybe you also have stupid childhood stories to share with us. Hey, feel free to drop by any of our Twitch channels. Or, Westy, do you even stream anymore?
I mean, I'm going to once I get my computer.
Yeah.
Feel free to drop by any of our Twitch channels.
God damn,
Tell
trying
us.
to call me out like I haven't had a PC.
I don't know. Well, no, because I don't. We weren't streaming very much before then either, so I didn't know if you were still.
A lot of that was like trying to get the work thing settled, and then mandatory overtime starts. And when you're in a building for 10 hours a day and you have an hour there, hour back commute, or not hour, 30-minute there, 30-minute back commute. It's like being out of the house for 11 hours a day doesn't really leave you a whole lot of energy or time to do anything.
Yeah,
But now that
I
the
feel you.
mandatory is kind of going away, I'll be able to kind of, and that mental block I had is kind of gone, so I can go back to streaming for fun instead of for survival.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All right.
I will be streaming once I get my computer and take the time to get everything set back up again. That always takes a minute.
Yeah, it's a process. Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode. You can follow all of us on our social medias. I am Farrah the Bat on everything. Westy is Westy HCC on everything. And Arva is Arva on Twitch and Arva_69 everywhere else. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll see you next week where Westy will be the host. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.